Thank you for listening to the Black Belt Banter podcast. I am Todd Ryan, and with me as always, Mr. Clinton Switzer. First, I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, D'Alessandro's Fine Italian Dining at 18th in Boston, Humble Assets, Blue Collar, White Gloves, AP Organic Cultivations, Net Solutions Today, and LaBerge Reclaimant Inc. With us today, we have Mary Angel French. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure. We wanted to get you on here. So first, let's start with the basics. How did you get your introduction into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Okay, this is awesome. Obviously through Omar, we started dating, and a few months into, after we started dating, he told me one day, I think you would really like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I was like, I don't think so. I'm a dancer. I'm very committed to my dancing career. I'm doing a lot of stuff, and Jiu-Jitsu is all wearing a gi and all. I don't think that's my style. Whatever, I'll think you'd be really good. You're very intense, you like extreme exercises and stuff like that. You're very disciplined. I think it'll be a good fit. Well, I don't know. So one day he's like, I have some mats in the garage. I can show you a couple techniques just for workout today, maybe. That would be good. I'm like, oh yeah, I love working out. So I think Omar has videos of this. He recorded me as he showed me one technique. It was an armbar from mount. And then he's like, now we're gonna try to go live. I'm gonna set up a timer for 5 minutes. And you try to do the technique. 5 minutes, oh my God. I work out 7 days a week for 3 hours. I can do more than 5 minutes. Okay, let's just set up for 5 minutes. This is in the summer, July 2013. I'm like, okay, fine. So you try to do the technique, okay, let's go. And at this point, he sets up his camera and he starts recording, right? Because he thought it was gonna be hilarious, so I was gonna do something funny, which I did. So I go all out. I go, and I'm like, I wanna show him how strong I am. He thinks it's this Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu thing. Come on. And I go so hard. And I start wearing myself out, 1 minute and 23 seconds. I was like, oh my God, stop. What happened? Are you okay? And I started throwing up. That's how hard I went. I just started throwing up, and I'm like, what is this thing? So I was like, okay, well, let's try again. So he kind of lets me play a little bit. I get the end. I was like, oh, this was fun. Although, I thought it was going to last all 5 minutes. Minute 23 must be the heat I am, because I'm in great shape. So the next day, he goes, well, you want to try again? You want me to show you again? Yes, definitely. Yeah, let's do it again. Show me another technique. Show me another technique. You want to train the next day? Yeah, sure. And since that day, since the day I threw up, to now, I continue to train nonstop.
And that's true. I follow you on your social media accounts, and you really do put a ton of cardio and cross training in, as well as doing jiu-jitsu all day, every day.
Yeah, I'm so intense and I'm so hyper, and I have so much energy that I don't know what to do with it. So I have to just get it all out. I'm at home, I'm like a little, moving, cleaning, doing this, doing that. I go to the gym and I'm jumping around, and I do jiu-jitsu, and then I get on the bike, and Omar's like, okay, you need some rest. Oh, I don't think so, I'm fine. I'm cooking and I'm doing squats. It's crazy. So,
So then the question would be, do you ever rest?
I do. And now, of course, my body's telling me now, and I have to, fine, I'll listen to you, body. I have to rest, whatever. So it's been, I have to find that I need that balance of, being hyper a week, and then earn my weekend, and just kind of rest on the weekend, spend time with my son, with Omar, and just kind of slow it down a little bit.
So then, did you know competing was for you from the beginning?
Okay, well, this is another thing. After I started jiu-jitsu, I had to stop because I got pregnant with baby Omar. So right off, when the doctor's like, no, I think she needs a month, to recover. So on the day before the doctor released, I showed up to the gym with my gi, and Omar's like, I think the doctor said. I'm like, oh, fine, can I start now? I was so eager to start. And even though when I was pregnant, I went to the gym and practiced jiu-jitsu, grip breaking. People let me get on mount. I practiced my cross-collar chokes from the top, nothing that will affect, my big belly, up until I was way too big, and I had to weigh. So, but I went to the gym every single day while I was pregnant, and I watched everyone roll. And up until Omar's like, I'm really nervous of you being on the mats with your belly. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll just sit on the side and watch. I didn't want to disconnect, just for the fact that I was gonna have a baby. So right after I had baby Omar, I showed up to the gym, and I felt great, really. So, well, to my standard, and I trained a Monday through a Friday, and Saturday I competed at a NAGA tournament after 5 days of coming back.
Wow.
So Omar's like, just trust me on this. I signed you up for a tournament this week, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do it. So I didn't know what to be you know, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, so I didn't have any fear of like, oh my goodness.
Was that your first competition?
Yeah, it was my first
wow.
competition. Like 5 days later, he was like, that's on you for a tournament Saturday. You'll be all right. You just trust me. I'm like, sure, this is the thing. I have always trusted Omar. You know, if he thinks that's good for me, you know, weight classes or tournaments, wherever he wants to put me, I'm down for it. You know, I trust him 100% on all of this, the decision he has done, he has made for me in my jiu-jitsu career, and I think he has worked so far wonderful. So he's
I would say so.
My coach, my professor, my everything. So yeah, I competed 5 days after I started it. I got on board, and then he was like, I wasn't expecting you to win. You know, this was just for you to get, you know, I know what I'm doing, and you need to get the experience and all that, and for you not to be fearful next time. And I'm like, oh no, that's fine. You know, and let me train really hard and then sign me up for another one. So that's probably what he was doing. He was just maybe, he didn't know that he created this monster. And since that day, I was like, I lost that tournament. And I, you know, showing up to the gym, you know, paying attention to what I was eating, all that stuff. And 3 months later, signed up for my next tournament at an AGF. And I just was so focused, and I trained super hard, and I ended up winning that one. So I was like, okay, I'm ready for the next one. So that's how this kind of like competition fever started for me.
Yeah. Right on, right on. And then it obviously accumulated up to you went and competed at the Worlds.
Yes, so after that, I was really just training for, not just training for compete, but I come from a family of 5. And we were all growing up very competitive with each other when I was little. So I don't know any other ways of being like, I'm gonna beat you, I'm gonna beat you, know, like just being competitive with my brother and my sisters. That's the only way I know it. You know, I have fun competing. It's just fun for me to push myself and be forced to just give it your best, because when you're competing, you are forced to just go, and you know, you're right at that moment, and you cannot be like, oh wait, just a second, let me just tie my hair up, or you cannot stop. You have to go. It's just, that's it. It's 6, 5 minutes, whatever your match is, how long it is. You're forced to just give it your all and be put on that uncomfortable position and uncomfortable zone with people watching and all that. That's what I found, like, oh my goodness, this is really the way I really push myself to be more focused in class and just focus in my overall health, just because I have something coming up that I want to give it my all. So I'm very committed, and that's why competition helped me to stay focused, to stay on track of my goals, and just to have fun. I'm very competitive, and I love it.
So right on, tell us about going to the Worlds and winning it.
Well, what organization is the World?
Oh, IBJJF.
Oh yes, so let's see, at a Blue Belt, I remember like for like 2 months that Omar signed me up for 7 IBJJF tournaments all over.
Wow.
Dallas, Chicago, I mean, New York, which other ones? I don't know, many ones. Austin Open, like a whole bunch of opens that I did, you know, back to back. It's like almost every weekend or every other weekend I was traveling to compete one of these IBJJF opens. And as soon as he got the blue belt, I got my blue belt in Vegas competing at American Nationals as a white belt. So I won American Nationals, and then he promoted me there on the podium to blue belt. So I was like, wow, this is, you know, so amazing, because I thought, you know, the blue belt for me was like something like super far to reach, you know, because at the beginning of the year, so it was like, it takes a long time, you know, to develop the skills and for you to, you know, get that blue belt. And, you know, he had always no higher expectations, but I didn't expect him to give me anything easy or given. You know, I had to work really hard for it, so I did. And so at that point, when he gives me this blue belt, I go like, okay, this is it. This is like one, you know, my color belt is just like a big commitment to me. And we signed up for all these tournaments and started competing. And right off the bat, you know, got the blue belt. Next weekend I was competing as blue belt IBJJF tournaments, and was doing really well, you know, placing second, maybe third, you know, having a lot of girls on those brackets. And then he decides to sign me off for my first Master Worlds experience. So I go into that one, cut it the way to go a division under, and that's the one that I competed, and I had to leave on the final. We missed up kind of booking our flight. So I placed second on that tournament because I had to leave, couldn't find my final. And I was like, okay, well, I was still super happy that I just recently got my blue belt and started competing, and I was able to even place on a big tournament like this against some really tough competitors. So next year comes by, another year of tournaments all throughout the year, and then he comes Master Worlds again. and I go and fight tough opponents, and ended up winning it as a blue belt, and that was pretty exciting. I had a whole team, people from Tulsa there, screaming and being happy, and me feeding off that energy and then winning it. I always just get so emotional and start just joking and crying, and I'm like, just because there's just so much work that you put into that, and like effort. You have to save up money, save up for your flight. I have to be away from my son, for a few days, and just like a whole lot of sacrifices when you go there, and then just winning it on top of that. It's like, oh my God, did I really do this? So that was amazing. Right there on the podium there, he promotes me to purple belt. And then again, oh my God, another belt, I gotta just really now commit even more. So every time I get this, even a stripe, it's just like, now I have to even commit more, and then maybe do more, and how can I do to be better? And another year of competition goes by, and I go again this last August, as a purple belt, and compete at the Master Worlds, and then winning it again. So that's just been, I don't know, it's kind of crazy to even say it. I don't know how that, I don't know.
No, it is great. And me and my wife we watched the whole thing on Flow Grappling, and we were at home cheering for you. So yeah, you're absolutely right. The whole 918 was behind you, and the performance was awesome.
Exciting.
It was great. It was great to see you win that. So, as most would say, opening a gym with your husband might be kind of taxing with all the other, chores and things you have to do, raising a child and working and things like that. But as much as you work out, it seems like you really enjoy getting to spend all that time in the gym. What struggles have you guys had as opening your own facility?
Let's see. So, to me, I'm happy, first of all, that I have found a job that I don't consider that is a job. I'm happy at the gym. I'm happy to be there. And at every class, I try not to miss, a class is just crazy. I go like, no, I have to. I mean, I want to be there. It's like a commitment that I have with myself and with the people there. If they go there to train with me, or I want to be a training partner for whoever's preparing for something, I just want to be there all the time. The day that Omar found out or signed a contract to open a new gym, we found out that we were going to have baby Omar.
Oh,
so
no, same
that's
day?
how it happened. Same day that I was like, oh my God, we're gonna have a baby. Oh my God, we're signing the contract for a new gym. So it was like
It's a very life-changing day.
Both of the things were kind of like, growing at the same time. And as far as the struggle, at the beginning of opening a business, it's really scary. You don't know how it's gonna go. You get, people signing up and people dropping off. Just kind of trying to, Omar had like 2 jobs. At the beginning, he was still working at the courthouse then, and having to go there in the morning, get off there, get on the highway at 5 p.m. and try to teach a kid's class at 5:30 while I was trying to help. And then, but I was also pregnant then, so I was like, how can I help? So that was a bit of a rough start, but nothing that felt like we weren't doing the right thing. I think everything was just making things were happening for us we were putting a lot of effort, but it was just so meant to be that we didn't really struggle. We did have a struggle, but no, as of like, oh my God, I don't think we need to quit this, or we never had that thought. We just kept pushing forward, and things started to roll and to get better, even better every time.
Well, obviously you have a beautiful blossoming academy now, so it was more like sacrifice, you would say, than necessarily the struggle. That's excellent. So getting into a little bit more about the academy, you're also involved with Girls and Geese, correct?
Yes, that's right. Last year I held a Girls and Geese in my academy, and they were so nice to ask me if I wanted to become an ambassador of the Girls and Geese. And I had sweet Miss Kim coming to the gym and training with me. She actually trained it together. We trained together for the Master Worlds last year, and we helped each other a lot, and she ended up winning it as well. So that was just like, oh my God, how good can this get? She's very dear to me. I have a lot of respect for her. I love her, and she put in a good word also. Marion is really great with the girls, and she's very motivating and inspiring and all this. She should be a great ambassador for the Girls and Geese. And I was like, I think this is a great opportunity for me to, try to get other women into the sport, because it's just so hard. They come in and they see it and they sit down, and then I always try like, it's just not how it looks like, because I don't even know how to, because they sit down, it's like all these sweaty people, and then just kind of all that closeness, and I'm like, it's not really how it feels like. I just got that close, really, if you think about it. Just trying to somehow engage, because it's really difficult if they come and sit down and just kind of watch it, like, I don't think so. until they actually give it a try. So being an ambassador of the Girls in East gives me the opportunity to, you know, get new girls in an environment that is only just women and nobody's going really aggressive to where they get scared. And you know, I get to be funny and all, and you know, try to be break the ice into the, you know, the closeness and the technique, and they fall in love with the technique part of the jiu-jitsu, and then that's how maybe they'll get started. So
No, that is amazing because we do need more women in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and as you said, you guys.
girls are really tough.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My favorite matches to watch, honestly, are female matches.
Really tough.
But so also, you and Omar have been doing a lot of traveling lately. I've been noticing. What's up with that?
Yeah. So Omar, since the beginning, even when we travel for competition, his big thing is to get to know the world. He's always been like a person that likes to, you know, like let's put it to like spending his money, or the way that he will feel that it is well spent or something like that is when he saves money and then tries to go somewhere. You know, other people like to buy cars or, you know, name brand clothing. Like, we're none about that. We just like to live and go get new experiences.
Well, they say the wealth, true wealth is an experience.
Yes, so like just getting to know other places has always been like one of his huge dreams. You know, they just like taking me around places. And now that we have baby Omar, he wants to take his son to experience all this, you know, these new things and get to know the world. So it's been on he started with a New Year's resolution that he wanted to go to 20 cities or 20 places, 20 different places by 6 months. And he had this goal and he's really committed to it. I thought I was like, oh, I'm in 20 places, right? Not next weekend it's this and this. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy, but we're making it happen. So I love it that he's also so goal oriented and, you know, like to push and make his dreams or goals, you know, make them reality, just make them happen, instead of like, oh, I wish we could have. There's no wish, let's just do it, you know, and then we'll deal with the rest later. So we recently have been to a few cities here in the United States and to other countries. With Spain, we went to Madrid last month, I believe, and we just got back from Japan.
Yeah, I saw your pictures from Tokyo. That was awesome.
Unbelievable. That's
Amazing.
probably hands down best place I've ever been.
Really?
Yeah, so best place, so clean, so amazing. People are so kind. Technology is so, you know, high tech there. The temples and all that stuff. There's just so much energy in there. It's like incredible. I was petrified, like watching those things. Like, oh, my goodness, this is insane. So.
What cities did you get a chance to go to?
We went to Tokyo and we spent, because it was a really short trip for how far it is, you know, 14-hour plane ride. And then we only spent like 2.5 days. I mean, my feet were so sore, but we're like, no, let's just get to know as much as we can. We only have this much time. So Tokyo was insane, like New York City, but on roids. I mean, nothing even compared. It's like, whoa, just massive, tons of people, and just really awesome.
If I could go anywhere, Tokyo is always my first.
You got to, like, it's just hands down best place ever.
How many people in the streets
Oh yeah,
walking
I
around?
had a picture. I was like, Omar, turn around, and we turned around and we saw the sidewalk, like big, you know, long sidewalk, and all you could see is just little heads moving because it was just so packed with people. But nothing that you feel like unsafe or anything. Everybody's just kind of on a mission, just kind of walking, not even talking loud. You know, they're all on their mission, going wherever they want to go. And then we went to a small town called Narita, which that was where the temples and all the little towns were, you know, little stores and people making, you know, the fish, and right there where you can see it. And that was just unbelievable, really fun. Baby Omar was having a blast. You know, we were trying to speak Japanese. It was hilarious.
Any good food in Japan?
Yes. Oh my God, I was so brave to try. You know, I like the sushi roll with a little bit of raw meat in it, or raw salmon and stuff, but no, you know, the big raw fish. Omar was like all about that. He's like, you gotta try it. I'm like, okay, fine. But I was so brave that I tried everything.
Nice.
Even things that look so weird. I'm working on editing my videos, you know, to post on my YouTube channel, that, you know, all the trip to Japan and see all the weird stuff I tried. But I was super brave and I was super surprised. But the sushi was outstanding. It was just, you know, fresh. You'd be like, oh, we just cut this right off the sea and it's just right here. You're like, wow, this is crazy, awesome.
That is amazing. So tell everybody where they can find your YouTube channel.
Okay, so I have
Besides
just for like a family, you know, all the adventures that we go on the weekends and things like that. I started this when baby Omar was like 6 months old. I wanted to have just not the memories, photo albums. Like, I'm more into videoing. I've always been into videoing. So I started just recording all these memories for, baby O growing up, and it's called The French Family Show. And that's on YouTube, and that's more like our family kind of channel. And then I'm starting my just Mary Angel French YouTube channel, which I have posted a few of my matches are there. The opportunity I had to teach at a beers and barley seminar, what I taught there, so I post that, and a motivational video, so little things like that, tips for cooking and things like that I have on my Mary Angel French channel, more like jiu-jitsu oriented channel. And then the French Family Show is like more fun and what we do outside of jiu-jitsu type of thing.
Nice.
That is nice to take advantage of technology, because video is so much closer than
Yeah,
photos.
I love it so much.
I never understood why my grandparents loved their photo albums so much and everything, but now as you get older, it makes sense, and that's pretty cool. You get to video everything.
Yeah, exactly, and you get to watch it, and it's just kind of fun,
Right on. So you're competing in Fight to Win this weekend, right?
Yes, today's are the weigh-ins, and I'm so happy about that. I'm very pumped.
Did you have to cut?
No, not this time. I'm just right on. Is at 115, so I usually fight under that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm giving it a try now to fight next week. I'm also going to the Pan Ams, so I'm fighting at the light feather division instead of the roosterweight division, and just see how it goes. So yeah, I'm very excited about Fight to Win this weekend. I'm very excited about my opponent, Mahela Turner. She's a great competitor, and she's got a lot of potential, and she's a great girl. So I'm very happy that I get to match up with her.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. You're at the top of the main event pretty much. Cool. So is there anything else you want to promote as far as the gym's events coming up or anything?
So, well, next week, like we're going to the Pan Ams, and get everybody's training. Right now competition season about to start, weather start warming up, so it's just so much cooler to just put your gi on and already be warmed. So just looking forward to train hard for all the tournaments, the big tournaments that I do every year. Looking forward to going to the Master Worlds again this year, and all of the stuff that we do, training and conditioning more, just staying on top of things.
What do you do for training and conditioning? And
oh my God, I'm so crazy about that. It's just like, I'm serious, I'm such a stalker. I watch a lot of videos too, and then try to stay on top of all the conditioning, like jiu-jitsu type of conditioning and circuits and cardio. I look them up on Instagram. What is so-and-so doing? What are all the, the champions, what do they do for training? And I just like to know. And then I'm like, this sounds really good. I'm just gonna go to the gym and try it out. And I like to create the circuits and, all these things. And I don't lift, heavy or try to do anything, because I'm not like targeting myself to be like a bodybuilder or anything crazy. All I want is just to be strong and to be mobile and flexible for jiu-jitsu. Like, I don't train or I don't lift to look good. I don't even care how I look. It's just, if it's effective and it's gonna benefit me in jiu-jitsu, I'm all about it. So that's the reason why I strength and condition. And dieting, I'm just a freak, and I love healthy food. Like, it's just I'm making an effort to eat the salad. No, I'm like, yes, salad. I'm so happy to eat healthy food that it's just almost weird. So I'm very disciplined. Like, I get up, I take my probiotics, I drink my kombucha, I make a green juice every morning, I take my vitamins. I don't miss out on anything. I get up and I just target my day to be like, this has to be a good day, and I have to do all of these things, get to my gym, drink a gallon of water a day, I carry my jug everywhere, and it makes me feel really good. It's just crazy, like, I love it. I love my green juice. I'm like, that's disgusting. No, it's not. It's delicious. It makes me feel so good.
If you put a banana in it,
no, I don't put no banana.
No, I was making it with just vegetables, but if you put any kind of fruit in there, it overpowers the flavor.
Yeah, I like it all, sour, and all the veggies and all the kale steaks and stuff.
You're drinking something healthy.
Yeah, like, I just drink. Now I'm used to it, and I just love it. I make this celery juice. And then I always post that this is my celery juice, put some lemon in it, some spinach, and I just chug a big jar of celery juice in the morning, and I'm like, this is awesome.
See, I still don't think it tastes good.
Yeah, nobody, even Omar's like, here's some juice, did you put anything in it? For me, so I make his, a little special, so he can drink his vegetables, and I'm like, it makes me happy too. Baby O thinks just lemonade is supposed to be that green. Yeah, so I'm like, there it is, son, there's your lemonade. And he just drinks that. And I'm like, man, this is yummy. I'm like, I know.
He's gonna be the first person to lift to 200.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you ever cheat then, or is it just?
No, yes, I do. I mean, if I'm traveling, I want to try new
Right.
things, and then sometimes you need that reset button to where, like, you know what, I just want a burger or a pizza, and then I just do that on the weekend. But it makes me reset, like, man, tomorrow I'm back on track. So I think it's good to, you know, and work hard through the week, earn your weekend. I like that quote from Gianni Grippo. He said, like, if you work really hard during the week and make yourself earn your weekend, you're not gonna feel bad about, you know, indulging a little bit and having some pizza, or, you know, cheating a little bit, like we would call like a cheat meal or a cheat day. Sometimes it turns into, but you earned it, you know, and then you go back on Monday and you get back on track, you know.
I agree with that exact same mindset, because I follow the exact same diet, only instead of telling myself it's a cheat meal, I tell myself that it's needed carbs, it's needed fatty fats for my joints and things like that. Just because how you think about it is how your body's going to react to it anyway.
Exactly.
But yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah, I don't think like it's cheating. I think it's more like a reward that I deserve it and it's okay, and I don't think it affects anything.
Well, it can't make you feel too bad, because you eat a ton of carbs on the weekend, you feel great. Like you said,
exactly.
Monday morning, you're like, let's work.
Yeah, you're ready to, you know, to work. So.
That's awesome. But you were always kind of athletic, because before jiu-jitsu, you were in belly dancing, correct?
Yes, that's right. I was a professional dancer for 7 years. I did theater. I got to a couple of lead roles at the Performing Arts Center, some of the projects there. Yeah, so I was really, really, just as disciplined as I am in jiu-jitsu, I was really determined and disciplined in belly dancing. So the catch into things that just kind of like made me keep working hard, and it's just when I find something that is extremely challenging, that it almost makes you want to quit, that it almost makes you think that it's not right for you. And I will say, like in dancing, you know, all dancers have to have, like, you know, all this good feet and good base and all that. And I have in both of my feet surgeries, enlargement Achilles tendon surgeries since I was born. So there's a lot of challenge for me to, you know, to keep balance. Like for me to find a balance and plant my feet on the ground is very, very challenging, very difficult actually. So in dancing, I had to do all these spins and all this stuff, and I was just finding myself like, oh man, this is really, really challenging for me. I really can catch my balance. I have, you know, my feet are a bit different, and I have to work harder. So I did not quit because of that. I just found a way to make it work for me and for the way I'm made. So that's what kept me in dancing for so long. And I think now I don't see it as a, man, I wish I would have started jiu-jitsu then instead of dancing, but just life works the way it's going to work for you, and things will happen in the order that they need to happen. And I think because of all those years practicing all that balance and, you know, really getting into dancing and posture and, you know, spinning and, you know, all of those things, now I believe they have transferred into jiu-jitsu, because jiu-jitsu, when you're passing someone's guard, you need some balance there. You need to catch it, you need to have a good base. So I think that dancing helped me, now that I see that it helped me a lot on jiu-jitsu this day. So those challenging as it is jiu-jitsu, you continue learning. There's never a point to where like, oh, I know all of this. There's always a new detail, a new technique, and that's what keeps me so engaged, that there's just so much more to learn. Every time you learn something new, and that's what's keeping me in jiu-jitsu. I love dancing and I didn't quit. It's just that jiu-jitsu was so much more, I don't even know how to put it into words, that it's just stole the thunder of everything I used to do. I used to sing, I used to dance, I used to be into theater, and I quit all of those activities. I need to be in the gym training. I need to be in the gym training. I need to learn. There's just so much more to learn, that all of those things that I used to do, singing for a band and dancing and theater, it just started fading and fading into just jiu-jitsu. So that's crazy how I did that. I can't believe it, but
Bit by the bug. I think you're preaching to a lot of people who understand exactly what you're talking about.
I know what's happening to me. I used to love this dancing and it's just part of me, but then I need to be in the gym, I need to train, I have this competition coming up and I really love it. And so just little by little I started just kind of fading into just doing just jiu-jitsu. Here and there I might take a dance job here and there.
I was gonna say, because I
2 years ago I went back to theater and I did a little bit of a play there and a performance, you know, So my dancing peers and all that, you know, as you have a family in jiu-jitsu, I still have that with my dancing family. So like, we really miss you. We would love you to be a part of this. And I'm like, I just can't. I have this coming up, and I fight now, guys. I don't, you know, I don't belong anymore in dancing, you know. But every now and then, you know, I have the itch. Or like, oh man, I kind of miss it. So that's why I'm looking forward to Fight to Win. There's a stage. So I'm like, yes, it's a little bit of what I used to do, and you know, I get to have fun there too. So.
Get out and under the bright lights.
Yeah, under the bright lights, come out dancing, you know.
Yeah, you're always a pleasure to watch. I love your matches. So, Clint, you got anything else?
No, I think we covered it all.
Well, champ, we're really excited to watch you tomorrow night. Best of luck.
Yes.
And we'll have to have you come back after this season of competition because I'm sure you'll have a whole lot more medals and stories to tell us
Please
about.
do. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for having me here. I enjoy this very much. I love talking about my experiences and then trying to maybe by whatever I say to try to motivate somebody or try to just inspire anybody, you know.
I think anyone that listens to this is going to be motivated and inspired. So.
I hope so. Go crazy, guys. You know, eat a lot of greens.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Marion.
Thank you, Todd.